Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix, Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon. It's $5 a month, $54 a year. And apologies, I am out of my usual place, but I was like, you'll continue to do a couple of these, to keep up with stuff, because I'm visiting family. So, anyways, on the last Let's Play, we took the train to Woodcrest, where, apparently, Axel the Stud was telling us about his sexual escapades. Joking aside about his history with Russell. Russell? The shark guy. Basically that, they were on a swimming thing, just them, and then they flipped onto a porn channel, and it's like, hey, these people look like they're having fun. How about we do that stuff? At which point, they did it for 5 years, and then Axel... I guess relationships are a bit weird, but he's like, oh no, I'm developing feelings for this guy that I've been having sex with for the past 5 years. I'm afraid of what he'll think of me. I better run to Woodcrest. At which point, not long after, Russell also came to Woodcrest. Which is like, I don't know, I guess if you have a relationship where, it's just sex and not emotional, you might be like, oh no, I'm developing feelings, but if it's like, I don't know, just dudes being bros and stuff, and it's like, I'm not sure how far they went. I'm assuming something went up somebody's butt, but it's like, I feel like at that point, you might not be afraid of, expressing your emotions, especially if it's your first time, maybe, and you don't have that emotional scarring. I don't know, it just seems silly. But, he's worried about how it's going to go down with Dom. Though we kind of gave some bad advice, but he was like, but I need to tell him, like, oh yeah, we need to tell Ty too about our sexual escapades. Cause, Anyways, enough of that. Reset my face. And begin. A train had finally rolled into the station at Woodcrest, as a flurry of impatient passengers shot out of their chairs and began congesting the aisles in a frantic bid to depart quickly. I always find it weird when people do that on airplanes and shit like that. Like, if you have a place you need to go right now, like a flight that's departing in 30 minutes, okay, sure. If it's your last flight, you can sit in your chair for a hot minute, just saying. Both Axel and I had more sense, remaining patiently seated until the bulk of the foot traffic had cleared. A stressed-looking conductor stood by the exit, fruitlessly struggling to keep proceedings orderly. At one point, she glanced over to us and delivered an appreciative smile. Eventually, it was our turn to depart, when both Axel and I stood as a passenger rudely pushed ahead, knocking Axel off his feet and back into a seat. The conductor stopped the man at the exit, forcing him to stand aside as she beckoned us over with that same appreciative smile. Axel and I obliged, making our exit as the rude man scowled in our direction. How rude. In stark contrast to our previous arrival in Woodcrest, the crowds did not so quickly disperse. Instead, the platform was a whirlwind of passengers, with both arrivals and departures whipped themselves into a vicious flurry of sweaty bodies and muffled voices. Sweaty. As we disembarked, Axel and I worked quickly to secure a quieter location, where the two of us could speak. Amusingly, the spot we'd ended up with was only meters away from the bench on which I'd waited Diego's arrival 2 weeks prior. So, what's the plan now? Didn't you say the exact same thing last time we were here? Did I? Sorry, I didn't mean to. What are you sorry for? I just pointed out. It was kind of funny after all. Okay. The plan is to find Ty and give him his gift. Hopefully, he'll like it just as much as I'm expecting. And hopefully seeing me won't be an unpleasant surprise. It won't be. I bet he's gonna be real glad to see you. I grinned, admiring Axel's positivity. I knew it wouldn't be quite so simple, but I hoped that Axel would be right about it regardless. I'm still wondering how main character San is going to tell everybody else about Spencer. Like, for me, I feel like you could easily just kind of brush off with, like, hey, he's a rich, very private person. Like, he's sociable, but he's also, like, very shy. He has limits to how much that is. Which, you know, if you've been around people or you are those types of people, you could be like, okay, yeah, being around people can be stressful and don't want to be around people all the time. And then be like, yeah, he had a thing with Ty, but, you know, emotional things, they were compatible but also weren't compatible, you know? I feel like that's a decent explanation. Regardless. It was nice seeing you, Axel. Good luck with your thing. I'm sure it'll work out one way or another, too. That would be nice. Good luck to you, too. See you when I see ya. I waved at Axel as he turned away and made his departure from the station. My first order of business would be to walk to Ty's house. I didn't know if he would be home or not, but it was fairly close, and in the same direction as the bar. I could have called ahead, but I preferred my visit to remain a surprise for as long as possible. After all, it was his birthday. After all, what is a birthday without a pleasant and unexpected surprise? At least, I hope it would be pleasant. I really, really hoped. The brief journey from the station had only taken a few minutes, and before I knew it, I was traveling the narrow path that led to Ty's front door. It hadn't been all that long since I had last visited here, yet somehow it felt like an eternity. A lot had happened, unexpected twists after unexpected twist. And to say the whole thing with Apollo was an unexpected twist would be an understatement of the millennium. Perhaps today would mark the end of these twists, or perhaps they would start being more positive going forward. I stopped dead on Ty's sword of a cliche welcome mat. I had never paid any mind before, but at that moment my mind was frantically searching for any kind of distraction. Beware of the cat. I rolled my eyes, though I was sure that Joe would have appreciated it. Joe. Who's Joe? I'm pretty sure they're on this list. Not Joe. Not Joe. Okay, I know that he doesn't have a thing, but it would be kind of nice if it was like, remember this character? Because they did have a kind of thing. But whatever, they didn't have an actual sprite. But who's Joe? Would that be the bird person? I don't know. By now, my heart was already pounding my chest. But I was here, his gift in hand, and the time was now. Though I suddenly became conscious that I had nervously knocked on somebody's door for 3 consecutive days. I was more than ready for a break from the door knocking. I mean, I guess it's not like just this guy's like Apollo, but then who else? Oh, yeah, the bear guy. Name forget me. I shook myself to attention. Having caught my brain beginning another tangent, I took a deep breath and reached my hand forward. As soon as I pressed the doorbell, the pound in my chest grew noticeably more rapid than before. More than ever, I could empathize with Axel and the fears which he had grappled. But, just like his situation, I knew the quicker I faced it, the quicker I could finally be done with it. I stood on that silly doormat for quite some time without hearing so much as a peep from inside. It didn't seem unlikely that at all that Ty would have not been at home, though I sincerely hoped he wasn't working on his birthday. Or maybe I didn't? At least, if he was at the bar, he'd be easy to locate. I pressed the button once again, just in case he was home, and had simply missed the first ring. Alas, the second attempt yielded no better result. Not a peep from within, nor any signs of life. I sighed. Of course it wouldn't have been that easy. I stepped away from the door and headed back towards the sidewalk. My next destination would be Ty's bar, a location far more likely to bear fruit, but also a location fraught with danger. You see, a certain displeased Diego would be working today, and I seem to recall something about kneecaps. I made a mental note to shield my legs, wishing I had some kind of protective gear on hand. Not my kneecaps. I need those. I mean, I'm not even in my 30s yet. They haven't started to break down. I walked. The walk had eaten up a good 20 minutes or so, but I had finally arrived at my former workplace. Compared to Summersvale, Woodcrest was much more spread out. Though I was perfectly happy living where I was. Somewhere where I had made so many friends in such a short time. Somewhere far, far away from the unrivaled terror instilled by Beth and the deplorable evil of Joe's sense of humor. Oh! I guess I kind of skipped over that because they were there. Don't accidentally click on the wrong thing because... Right, Joe. Because I don't want to... I mean, I do, but... I would have to censor that Joey stick. But anyways, oh yeah, just sorry, another tangent. Like, I visited Canada recently. It's nice up there. It's like so spread out. Like, we're in the middle, maybe not in the middle of the city, but like it's like Edmonton, and it's like, oh wow, this place looks really nice, and there's trees and wide open spaces in this city. Like, not all the time, but like a lot. And then I'm flying through Los Angeles, and it's like, okay, there's city. It's all the way to the horizon. We've been seeing it for the past 10 minutes or something like that. It's like, good God. You fly out of Edmonton, it's like, oh, here's this little city that I can see all of from the sky. You fly over Los Angeles, and it's like, the logistics of this place to get food in and water in and stuff like that is amazing. Also, I'd never want to live there. That is way too many people in such a place that doesn't seem to have much trees. I like places where you live where they have trees. Anyways, sorry. Beth. Well. Kneecaps. Now, you've got some nerve turning up here after the stunt you pulled. If you've got a taxi money, because you ain't gonna be walking home. Huh? I told you, I'd be coming for your kneecaps. Oh no, anything but my kneecaps. If you're gonna, like, break kneecaps or whatever, can you two dudes do it, like, outside or something? I literally just mopped up the last spot of blood. Huh? Who else's kneecaps have you been breaking, Diego? It wasn't me. Some stupid kid ran to the glass door and shattered it. Blood and glass everywhere. It was such a mess. Wait, really? Shit, really? But both doors are intact when I came through. Though that's just a question. Is this like just some random thing, or is it referring to something specific? Duh. Glacier's been and gone, and everything's already cleaned up real nice. Though it's only early yet. If that's how the day's starting off, I ain't looking forward to what happens next. I can't imagine Ty's too pleased either. That sounds like a hefty bill, and some boring paperwork to me. Aw, he won't be my dude, but we'll have to tell him first. Wait, something like this happens and you haven't told him? Yo, it's not like we didn't try, but it's the guy's birthday, and he's got his phone switched off, or some shit, gone total AWOL on us. Kinda like someone else I know. I sighed regretfully. I felt bad enough about letting Diego down without him having to rub salt into the wound every chance he got. And that, no wait, and that, plus the revelation that Ty wasn't at the bar and was otherwise unreachable, put quite a damper on the mood. Having no better ideas, I approached a quick counter and seated myself in one of the stools. I looked up at Russell, who was diligently polishing a series of glasses, and made an inquiry. Hey, Russell, you got any training done on the bar yet? Oh, yeah man, Ty's been giving me heaps of training. Feel kind of like my head is bursting or something. Got your pina coladas figured out yet? I only learned those yesterday, my dude. But I think I've got them down pat. I don't know how much you need to learn how to make a drink, because I feel like, I don't know, you would just have a sheet list, unless, he needed to memorize them without doing, stuff. Because I think it would be you just put this much of this thing and this much of this thing. Alright then, hit me with one of those, please. With the last few days I've had, my thirst can only be quenched with alcohol. Right on, my dude. Won't be long. Russell cheerfully scattered away to retrieve the ingredients he would need as Diego turned towards me, continuing the conversation. Ever since you left, Ty's been all over this poor guy. Already knows every dish in the kitchen and over half the damn bar. I didn't know that much before 3 whole months. He's doing real well though, and I admit, the days we're on together, I have a big, dumb smile on my face. Get shit done, and is great company besides. Sorry, I'm not sure if my reading's bad or if it's just because the light down here that's recording my face is, I have it a bit brighter because I guess it's darker in this room or something. So, yeah. I wonder if I might just have to test that later. Who knew he turned out to be such an asset? Well, Ty did, I guess. He hired him on a hunch, more or less, but it's paying out really well. I guess when you've been running business for a while, you find a knack for knowing who's to hire. Well, I don't know about that. He hired my fat ass a year or so ago, but he's still kicking himself about that. Not so much. He said some nice stuff about you. Stuff like how when you're put on the spot, you're super capable and do good work. And hey, your fat ass? I thought you gained the weight more recently. Oh, yeah, that's right actually. Was still pretty new when I made the mistake of getting involved with that stupid ass raptor. All sort of snowballed from there. Pfft, I'll get it back off. No, I'll get it back off. You watch. Anyway, you got some explaining to do. I've got so many questions and no damn answers, and I think you owe me some. Yeah, I know. Shit, where do I start? I still hadn't quite processed how to deliver the bad news to Diego. Tell him that I couldn't share almost everything about Apollo, and I had spoken about. I knew he wouldn't be happy. Apollo and I had spoken about. I decided to avoid the topic for now and focus on other things, hoping that Diego would neglect to bring up the Apollo situation up. Sorry, I'm trying to read. Although I knew that was particularly unlikely, especially considering it was what fueled basically everything that followed. Well, I kind of realized yesterday that I had been a bit of a dick to Ty. That whole thing I overheard, I'm confident now I took it way out of context. It wasn't what I thought it was. Worse yet, I said all this crap about having faith in him, only to just so quickly assume the worst. I also realized that I loved him. It happened without me realizing it. When he and I met in the cafe, it hit me hard. Jay had to escort me, my teary ass, back home. I realized that I had made a terrible mistake, and acted without knowing the full story. I realized that I wanted to make things right. So, last night I took the last train out to Summersvale. There was a specialty liquor store down there, and they had a bottle of something has really wanted for a long time. I fetched that, then kinda got caught out when there were no hotels or anything in my price range with vacancies. I was just about to settle for an alleyway when Axel found me. He was in town visiting his parents and had gone out to fetch takeout. I ended up going back home with him and sharing dinner with his family. Like, dude, you've met Beth and Joe? The way I hear it, they're totally nutso. Huh, I don't know about nutso, especially Joe. The worst thing about him is his awful jokes. Other than that, I really like him. Beth, though, well, let's just say I'm gonna do my damnness to never wind up on her bad side. I didn't even bother correcting her when she called me the wrong name. Every single time. That's like super wise, my dude. If she likes you, she's great. If a little intense. But if she's mad at you about something, whoa, man. She's like totally terrifying. There's a couple of times when Joe did something and she pulled him up on it. Pulled him up? It was like a thin layer of sweetness covering something evil. Exactly, my dude. I got on her bad side once and oh boy, I never made that mistake again. Was it you porking her son? Sorry. But anyways. But so long as you watch your manners and all that, she's like totally fine, man. You just gotta ignore it when she calls you something like totally random or whatever. You know, I think she mentioned you a couple of times. It's hard to say, of course, considering the variety of different names she called you. But she seemed to miss your visits. Sorry. Free to gods. It happens. Kept lamenting the fact that you and Axel hadn't gotten hitched or something. Ha, oh yeah. That's another thing she, does, my dude. If you walk through the door with Axel, you're automatically a couple, or something like that. I mean, you were porking your son for 5 years. Or maybe Axel was porking him. I don't know. Sausage. Yo, remind me to never go to Summersvale with Axel. She sounds like a piece of work. Aw, she ain't so bad, my man. You just gotta avoid making her angry. At all costs. Nope. Nuh-uh. No way. I won't go. You can't make me, and that's that. And, were you supposed to be making Adrian a pina colada? Oh right, I came to ask you if you'd like seen the coconut cream. There's no open cans in the fridge? No stacked up in the pantry? Not that I can see, my dude. Did any arrive with today's delivery? I haven't unpacked it yet, on account of all that blood. Good idea. Back with you both soon, my dudes. So, apart from Axel's mom sounding like the scariest shit I've ever heard, what else? Well, I stayed the night with him, shared breakfast with the family this morning. Turns out, they're just as crazy for passion fruit as we are. Yo, good taste. Maybe this Beth lady ain't so bad after all. After that, we rode the train back. Axel and I talked a lot along the way. He sort of clued me in on what's happening between him and Dom. Oh? I know about that weird thing that Russell is doing with the stupid ass name, but I didn't know it'd gone anywhere. Huh? Yeah, that's just it. It hasn't. Sounds a bit like Dom's avoiding it, and that's got Axel kind of worried. Damn, dude. That ain't happy news for a Monday. What do you reckon the problem is? I don't know exactly. I feel like Dom has some problem on his end that he hasn't told us about. He mentioned something vaguely, like that a few days back, but he didn't really want to elaborate further. And that topic, the name Ethan, doesn't mean anything to you, does it? No, nothing. Sorry, dude. It's alright. Was worth a try. The whole situation is a lot more complicated than just that. But the rest are things that I probably shouldn't repeat. At least right now. I gave Axel... Is that how you spell Axel? Yeah, I guess. For some reason I read that, I was like, is that how you spell Axel? A-X-E-L? Axel. Yeah, I guess. A pep talk about it, and about it all anyway. Hopefully things can change for him pretty soon. Yeah, dude. Definitely. Dudes, bad news. No coconut cream in the delivery. I think we're, like, all out, my dudes. That's not like Ty, but I guess he's had a lot on his mind lately. Sorry, Adrian. I can't, like, do a pina colada or anything without it. It's alright. Truth be told, I came here hoping that I'd find Ty, but it's clear he hasn't been around. He isn't around, and time's ticking. I need to track him down, give him his gift while it's still his birthday. Hey, you ain't going nowhere until you've told me about what went down at Spencer's Manor. You said you'd tell me later, and it's later right now. Actually, I said I'd talk to you about it tonight, at home. I still need some time to figure everything out. Please, keep being patient, Diego. I promise I'll be home tonight. Just like you promised to call me if you weren't coming home? Sorry, dude, but I don't think I have a lot of faith in your bullshit right now. Dudes? Is everything, like, okay or whatever? Yeah, I've just made a total mess of so many things. This is one of them. I'm sorry, Diego. I wouldn't make excuses for forgetting to call you. And I'm not making excuses about the other thing either. Fine, but next time you mess up, those kneecaps are mine. Alright, deal. Just not at the bar, please, my dudes. Heh, if you're lucky, Russell. By this point, my departure was already long overdue, but there was one significant problem that stood in the way. Where the hell would I try next? Where else would Ty even be? It was too early for band practice, so the only place I could assume would maybe be the Overlook Points. Because that's pretty much the only other place we went to. Ty's house, the bar, the Overlook Point. Unless he decided to go to Spencer's place for some reason, which I think he would try to quarantine himself from that place. I reached into my pocket and treated my phone. I found it just as dead as it had been when I plugged into Axel's charger that morning. I hadn't left it there long, so it made sense the battery had run out once again. Phone is dead. Do one of you guys mind trying Ty again for me? Just on the off chance you can reach him and find out where he is? On it, my dude. So, what are you gonna do about Larry? Who's Larry? Larry? Who's Larry? Oh, Logan. You know, Larry. The guy you, did the thing with? Logan? Logan. Right, Logan. You're just as bad as Beth. How dare you? I resent that implication. I'm just gonna come clean with Ty about it all. I want to remain Logan's friend as well, but I don't know what's gonna happen or how he's gonna take it. But the sooner I find the guy and tell him, the sooner I can put this crap behind me. Good luck, man. I know how much you care about him. I really know. No, wait, I really hope it works out. But if it does, for fuck's sakes, no more breaks-ups. I'm sick of all this damn drama in my life. This isn't some kind of Spanish soap opera about your twin evil brother that came back from the jungle and wants to take over something. I don't know. Speak for yourself. Imagine how I feel. Sorry, my dude. It's still going, like, straight to voicemail. Maybe he's just having, like, a lazy day or something. Here's a cat. Already paid him a visit at home. No answer when I rang the doorbell a couple of times. And he wouldn't be at band practice or anything, surely. He's always done that during the evenings. I guess we could try, Lucas? He might know. It's his birthday, so maybe he's hanging with his old bestie? Lucas? Shit, that's not a half bad idea. But if they're together, where would I find him? Oh, Dom texted me before. Lucas is definitely at work today. Apparently, Eric is even more on a warpath than usual. What? Oh hell, are you serious? First Beth, then my kneecaps. Now, I have to tiptoe around Eric as well? If there's a god out there, he's one cruel son of a bitch. Hey, for the record, your kneecaps are safe. At least for now. And you ain't gonna let a greasy run keep you from your beloved tiger, are you? Yeah, good point. At least Eric is just horny. I can handle horny. So I'm told. Oh, shut up. For that, I'm leaving. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Seriously though, don't, or Russell will be pissed. Good luck, my dude. You're totally gonna find him. Just you wait. I smiled at Diego and Russell, and I hopped out of my seat and turned towards the newly replaced glass door, taking special care not to break it, as I headed outside and headed in the direction of Luke's office, which was only a few blocks away. Oh good, we're at the time. On another tangent, it's kind of weird how glass works sometimes. Because, I watched Clarkson's Farm, and it's on season 3, what's his name closed the door on thing, and it bursted into glass. I don't know why that happened, but also another time, me and my dad were replacing glass door in the shower. We took it out of the thing, was holding it, and it exploded. Not like an explosion kind of thing, but just kind of shattered in our hands and fell to the floor. I'm guessing the thing was, after years of being, encased in that thing and then picking it up, it's released all that stress that was building in expansion, exploded into 1,000 pieces. And, we did know that it was stress because for maybe an hour afterwards, all the pieces on the floor, it was popping like popcorn. It's just I've never seen glass act like Mexican jumping beans. You could just sit there and see pop, pop, ouch. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play and my stories. So, please comment, because I comment them to dislike, tips, or otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please subscribe and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember spaying your animals to help control the pet population. And if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and don't get the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon, where it's $5 a month, $54 a year. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix, Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. So thanks and see ya.